Hey everybody. You ever get really stressed out? You know, work, kids, maybe the car's broken, the housework, you just need to relax. Maybe you turn on a favorite movie, or maybe some nice calming music. How about games? Yeah, playing a good game where you just shut off your brain for a while. Here are 4 newer games and 4 classic games to help you shut out the noise for a while. At least ones that I like. Seem to work for me. What the hell, I don't know. First up is Ball Pit. Ball Pit? I don't know how you say it, but all I know is that it will chill you out and stress you out at the same time. Fast action. It's kind of a roguelite, however that works. It's the type of game where you start off with very little power and you go through levels and you fail a lot at the beginning, which is kind of stressful. But you turn your brain off and you just get into the zone. You kind of get into the Zen state where you're just flowing and you look like an absolute wrecking machine. You're just smashing things left and right with the balls that you have. The way this game works, each character has different types of powers or attributes, and each time you play you gain experience and things to like level up. You also have to do this building where you start off with only so much money that you collect and everything. You have to open up the world and keep building more places. Each place you build gives you more stats, gives you more characters. It's one of those games where you just one more time, one of those kind of games where, especially at the beginning, where it's kicking your ass pretty solidly, but you stick with it, you get stronger, and all of a sudden you unlock a new character and you can blast past the first level without dying the first time, which is awesome. And again, hooks you right into just one more time. But when you get into that one more time zone, that's when the stress melts and you just go into your gaming zen right there. That's how it happens. Ball Pit. Try this out. This is relatively new. Unfortunately, a lot of games on this list are going to be digital. A couple of them you can get physical, but that's a different story for a different time. We're trying to chill out right now, not get more stressed about things. So anyway, Ball Pit, yes, it is available on, I think, just about everything. Pretty reasonably priced, and believe me, after you give it a try, at first you might think, what the heck did I do? Why am I playing this? I just keep getting my ass kicked. Stick with it a little while. Once you beat the first level, you will then be hooked in, and just one more time. So that was a newer one. Here we go with an absolute classic. It is Zuma. This is the original, way back in the day, PopCap game. And this isn't the only PopCap game that's going to pop up on here. See what I did there?
Fascinating.
This is where you have this, I don't know, Aztec frog or something. And it's in the center and all the balls keep rolling down. There's a lot of balls in these games too. Just coincidence. It seems like a lot of the games where you just turn off your brain, you have to shoot little objects at things. But anyway, I digress. Zuma, yes. You know how to play this game. Everybody's seen this game. This thing's been around for a million years. My wife does not like playing games. However, whenever she is stressed, she's like, turn on my game. And it is Zuma. She's played it so much, maybe it's my fault that she's stressed all the time. I don't know. Hopefully not. But she'll play this thing and has beaten it all the way through. She played the second one that was on Xbox. Also, you beat all that one all the way through, and you even get to the end where it's a boss rush mode, and she was able to finish that whole thing off too. It's just crazy. But you can just sit there for hours if you need to and just zone out, and just the noise of it, the sounds of it, the colors and everything. Again, the stress just melts away as you don't think about anything except where to shoot the next ball. Pretty cool. All right, jumping back into today. This one kind of came up as a surprise for a lot of people. Balatro? Again, all these names, everybody says them differently, so look on the screen, say it the way you want to. Anyway, this game It looks like a card game. It looks like a poker game or something, but it's really not. It's just using hands of poker, you know, whether it's two of a kind, two pair, a pair, three of a kind, full house, a straight, you know, all those different things that you can score in poker. It just uses them as basically the way that you try to score points. You're not really playing poker. You're not playing against anybody. You're trying to score as many points as you can using these cards that you get and discarding them. Again, at the beginning, you're gonna just struggle, and then you'll get it. All of a sudden, you'll get it. The first time you make one of these giant combos with one of the jokers, there's all kinds of jokers in the game that modify what happens. You get a joker, say, that gives you a multiplier on a certain type of card. Say it's hearts, and you get a full straight of hearts, and then there's also cards that make cards, or joker cards that make these cards repeat multiple times. You get something that repeats and stacks and repeats and stacks, and all of a sudden, instead of making the $300 or $400 or $2,000 that you need, you're making $1 million out of one hand. It's crazy, but there's tons of strategy. This thing is as deep as the ocean when it comes to like all the stuff that you could possibly need to know in order to actually master this thing. Watch some videos on YouTube of these guys that are the best. It's absolutely crazy. Again, another game that I find myself just sitting and zoning out to, just forgetting about whatever it is that was bothering me that day. Another good one. All right, so here we are going way back. I like racing games too, and here it is, Virtua Racing. I just love that music. I just like the way it looks. It reminds me back of the days of the early to mid 90s when I was working at Cedar Point. I actually worked in the arcade occasionally, and this game was brand new back then. I remember watching people line up to play it. Just hearing that music that starts when you're trying to select, you know, which race you're going to do. Every time I hear that, I'm standing back in that arcade again back in the 90s, man. It is so cool. I've had this on my Switch for years, and you know how you can go into your Switch and see how much you played a certain game, how many hours? Virtua Racing, somehow, it's one of the most played games I have on the Switch. Does that mean I'm really stressed out? Perhaps. But it's a great way to unwind. You lay down, it doesn't take a long time. There's not a huge story. There isn't a bunch of stuff you have to follow. You just race. And usually I can win. Sometimes you can't. There's a couple different modes on this one. Unfortunately, I don't think this one came out on everything. Let me take a look and see. So the Nintendo Switch, and you know, also on the Switch 2, is really the only way you can play this right now, unless you want to play it on an actual arcade game, a 32X, a Sega Saturn, a Sega Genesis, you know, and those weren't always the best. But the Switch, it's a really great version of it. It's got some online. I mean, I haven't really played it online because I just always play it alone one time, try to beat it. You can switch it from the 5-lap mode to a 20-lap mode. That actually takes a while, and your handling starts to degrade as you go around the corners and keep burning up your wheels. You can go through the pits. I don't think any of your opponents go through the pits, so like you might as well just say you're going to lose if you go in the pits. That's one of the limitations of this game, but it's so much fun to just sit there, and if you do a 20-lap race, you're looking at like 15 minutes or so of just zoning out. You and the Switch, bang, there you go. Another one to help reduce the stress. All right, now coming back to today, we've got a newer one that just sort of snuck up on everybody, similar to the other newer games. It's Brotato. Yes, Brotato. You're this little potato dude, and again, this is sort of a roguelite also kind of a thing, where the first few times you go through, you're going to get killed. You're going to say to yourself, why am I playing this? This is stupid. But then you'll get it. Look up some things online if you're going to play this game, because there are ways to collect different type of weapons. There's different classes, whether they're shooting weapons or melee weapons, things like that. If you make your... Usually you have 6 weapons, but if you make your set of weapons work well together, it increases their stats. As you go through every single level, you're trying to make it to level 20, and on level 20 there's a boss. If you beat that boss, then you can go to the next difficulty. You start off at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bunch of difficulties, different enemies, different types of weapons, all kinds of stuff. But as you go through, you also unlock different Brotatoes. There's the first one, which is just a basic one, but then you have other guys that have all kinds of powers. There's one that gives you 12 weapons instead of 6. Super cool. Brotato, you're just running around in circles, shooting. It automatically shoots. You can set it to automatically shoot, or you can aim yourself, but you don't have time to aim, honestly, at certain points during this game because it's so hectic. Play yourself some Brotato, because again, it's so hectic and it's so fast-paced and crazy that you won't have time to think about other stuff. It helps you declutter the stress in your mind because you're so focused on all of the enemies of Brotato and not dying. Holy crap, that's a game that just came out of nowhere and surprised me for sure. I think you'll like it too, especially if you're stressed. So following our theme here of new and old, going back to a bit of an older one, very similar, it reminds me of Brotato, but yeah, a little different, is Binding of Isaac. Yes, people have heard of this for many years. There were lots of different expansions. This one you can get physically on some of the older systems like this, you know, the original Switch and I think PS4. It's digitally everywhere. A lot of the expansions were only digital, so that's a bummer, but you play Binding of Isaac, you are this kid. It's loosely themed off of stories in, I guess, the Bible, and I don't know. I didn't try to get too deep into the story because it's a little bit sick and twisted from the mind of the guy who made Super Meat Boy. So, Edmund, I think is his name. And, yeah, this is a crazy one, and it's wild. You fight poop. Yeah, you fight against poop. You fight against all kinds of little demons and things like that. It can get pretty hectic, too, and it's procedurally generated, I believe, so it's not the same thing every time. I think you can write down the seed number and get it to do the same thing again, but again, I don't play this because I'm trying to become like an all-time master. I just like it because it pulls your attention and holds it. You cannot look away. Too much stuff going on. Constantly finding pickups, finding modifiers and things like that to change your Isaac. You can also play as different characters other than Isaac as you unlock more things in the game. Go play this one. Yeah, if you haven't played Binding of Isaac before, give this one a shot. This will definitely hold your attention.
Range up.
So now here we go to our last of the newer games. This one is pretty new. Again, only digital, but it is Cast and Chill. Cast and Chill. I do not like fishing. I don't like going fishing. My son loves it. I'm not a fish guy. Sorry, just don't like that stuff. But in this game, I don't mind doing some fishing because it is so chill. It's this really retro looking kind of pixel art version of very tranquil lakes and things where you see little birds in the background and little animals and stuff. You basically start off with nothing, a real basic fishing rod and like a canoe, and you have to go out and catch fish, take them back to the lodge and sell those fish back to the guy in the lodge. Kind of looks like Santa Claus. You go back and you talk to him, and then you can buy more lures, more fishing rods. You buy different boats. You access different areas of the map, different lakes. There's even one where it's in the winter, so you have to ice fish. That's kind of crazy. It's one of those games where after a while, you start obsessing about it and you want to fill out the entire logbook. There's a whole logbook that shows you all the fish that are available in each different lake. You want to find them all, and you want to catch the biggest one, because there's always like a king-size fish or whatever in each lake for each type. You want to catch all the whoppers. Never would have thought I'd be sitting there playing cast and chill, fake fishing all afternoon on a video game, but here we are. It's a good one to play with your kids, especially if your kid's like my son who just loves to go fishing. And so we sit there and we try to catch all these nasty fish that are in this game, and it will chill you out. Very calm music, beautiful looking pixel art. Give that one a try. You will be calmed. And now we come to the last one on this game list. The last one for this video. This is my all-time favorite de-stress, chill yourself out game, and that is Peggle. Ah yes, I told you the pop cap would come back. This is another one. What Zuma is for my wife, Peggle is for me. If I'm just wanting to zone out, I can play Peggle. I used to have it on like an old iPod Shuffle, one of those little ones that had a screen on it. And I used to have it at work. And I remember when I would have downtime, I'm sitting at my desk, I'd sit there and play Peggle on the little iPod thing. It was crazy. Not really supposed to play video games at work, but anyway. I was caught up. Don't stress me out. So Peggle, man, I just love playing Peggle. It's one of those games where it's absolutely simple to play. You just aim and shoot. You try to hit all the orange pegs. There's, of course, green pegs, which give you powers, depending on which character you selected. They came out with Peggle 2 at one point. I really just like the original one much better. Peggle 2 wasn't that bad, but they almost overcooked it, if you want to call it that. Just too much with all of the animations and craziness and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, if you are super stressed and you just want to chill out, throw on some Peggle and just start shooting for all of the pegs, firing balls all over the place, just like many of these other games on this list, and you will chill out. I'm telling you, Peggle's where it's at. That's my favorite to de-stress. So see there? All better. We're all feeling better now, right? Just de-stress. Play some just random video games that don't require a whole lot of thought, that keep your attention, keep you from thinking about all those things that you're worried about, and you can just zone out, get into the gaming zen moment, and just let it rip. So anyways, till next time, everybody, I'm Chad the Gaming Dad, and we'll see you on the next one. So long. Hey, thanks everybody for sticking with me and watching the entire video. I hope you liked it. The best way to help out the channel is to leave a like, leave a comment, and tell your friends. If you'd like to support the channel further, there are links in the description. But otherwise, always remember that you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and we'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody.